Be one with Doomy.
Hello everyone, my name is Hecthor Doomhammer, I'm your evil overlord, and welcome back to Prison Architect Escape Mode. Before we jump into today's escape mode, let's go back to the actual prison that we're going to be escaping from. Convict Central. Now this is only about half the prison that you will see in the playlist on YouTube, and I'll add a link to that in the movie description, as well of course a link to where you can download this particular prison on the Steam Workshop. But just like the building series that happened on Twitch and later got uploaded to YouTube, for the escape mode I'm not gonna be alone. I've got the convict right here. Hello, the Devil Risen.
G'day everybody, how you all doing?
Devil Risen is looking at the Skype screen share, and doesn't this look familiar? Doesn't this
very, very familiar.
Doesn't this bring memories? So we have another escape.
Yep.
It's the trucks, okay. The trucks leading the gates open. That's the problem here. Oh, what are you? You're escaping? No. Just a second. Are the guard patrols? Why aren't there armed guards right over there? Let's hire a couple. Those are those guys. 6 more.
Still got plenty of money, I see.
Yeah. Ah, fuck. He is escaping. No.
RIP.
I will not stand for this. He got away!
Yep, he got away.
Okay, let's reload this. Fuck that.
Guards are like, do, nope.
Shut it down. There. Okay. Okay, for some reason... Oh, it's the exports. Okay, that makes a bit of sense. Then I have an idea. I'm quickly gonna change something really quick. Garbage is gonna be moved over yonder.
Into the storage, yeah.
Yeah, but the export is gonna be moved down yonder. And then storage is gonna be moved over here. And over here, so that the trucks are forced to drive a little further and the gates can actually close. There.
Ah, yeah.
And I'm gonna save this really quick because that works best. So, I haven't really changed that much in terms of the design of the prison compared to the actual build. We still have all levels of security present, with the two maximum or medium securities in the front of the prison, the maximum security in the supermax in the top left, and the protective custody and the minimum security in the
And of
bottom
course,
left.
the Tesla shape.
Oh, chair shape, Tesla coil, you keep forgetting, comrade.
No, I like Tesla shaped chair.
Okay, that works too. But yeah, I started building this prison as a bit of an homage to the Devil Risen. Had a lot of fun just talking to him and playing games with him. And since he is an Australian and all Australians were convicts and we just had another death, I thought, you know, since the Devil Risen was kind of interested, I recall back in the day, in Prison Architect, but you didn't really know how it functioned.
Yeah, I didn't really know how it worked. I do still play it. I've been playing it once at least every update for a few hours just to see what's changed.
Yeah,
it's a
pretty much
interesting game.
Pretty much the same here. They actually a couple of days ago brought out version 2, which they said is gonna be like the last feature update, but they're still gonna change like minor bugs and maybe add 1-2 minor little features. Nothing to really write home about. We're not going to talk about what's changed in 2.0. I'll actually be doing a proper series in a couple of weeks probably, because I'm getting kind of burnt out Oh, Prison Architect, that actually does happen. But with the Devil Risen not really knowing what Prison Architect was supposed to be like and how everything worked, I decided to basically make it a bit of a tutorial for him as well. So he joined me as a co-commentator, just like today, watching on Skype screen share, and I just started building this prison. This was the first time that I built it on a medium-sized map, so that in and of itself was a challenge for me. And as you can see, the capacity is well over 250, so that was pretty much a first for me, without having to expand. Fun facts about this particular playthrough of mine, or basically of ours, is that this was the very first time that I started looking into editing the save file so that I could change how long people are sent in prison and also for what reasons. And shortly after, or pretty much that same day, the Devil Risen decided it was a fun idea to give me the upgrade for the game, name in the game. So, if I'm gonna show it to you, go to the name in the game, which you go through extras and then name in the game in the top, and you do the Devil, you're gonna see Thomas the Devil Risen Playfort. This is the name that I put in the game. The Australian jester minion, the Devil Risen, was sentenced to prison for betraying his evil overlord, Hecthor Doomhammer, and trapping him in the Infernal Abyss, which is a reference to Overlord Racing Hell.
Yes.
He loves to be kicked around with families such and such. Yeah. Best thing is you can transfer him in. But the Devil Risen also bought the game and then the name of the game for himself, and he made Rex the Devil Risen Hunt. The one and only Rex the Devil Risen Hunt has committed a myriad of heinous crimes against fish and humanity, including but not limited to fishing, gaming, epic, and totally not doing whatever the law says. Anarchy? Okay, yes.
And that was a bit of a homage to one of my childhood favorite TV presenters that used to go fishing.
Yeah, Rex Hunt. I actually know him. And he's currently incarcerated here already. He came here by default.
And there's also you somewhere in there.
Yes, because you also decided to give the name in the game upgrade to Wilkins.
Wilkins, yeah.
And yeah, given that the name isn't the correct one, I'm just gonna take it for granted. Hecthor Doomhammer Jans, the one and only evil overlord Hecthor Doomhammer Jans, aka Doomy, convicted as of the following crimes: being too evil, being Dutch, winning cards against humanity, excessive convict central, having an overly sexy meow,
and kicking just minions.
I'm gonna transfer him in as well. So this was pretty much the first time that I learned how to edit the save file and edit convictions. So what I did was manually put the Devil Risen in, renaming one of the prisoners to the Devil Risen, and give him a sentence of 200 years. Yeah, you can do that. For simply being born Australian. Sometime later in the prison, he died. He was probably murdered.
I believe
he was a snitch.
I starved in solitary, I believe.
Could be.
On that first YouTube playthrough.
Or you got killed because you're a snitch, because you were a confidential informant. And I wasn't all too happy about that, so what I did was actually just took another prisoner, renamed him into the Devil Risen, gave him 200 years for born Australian, and then another 300 years for dying too early. So he was sentenced to prison for 500 years all of a sudden. So yeah, the actual build was just to have all levels of security present, each having their own individual cell block. I believe Alpha 32 was the first, Alpha 31 was probably the first alpha that the lawyer was introduced, and the lawyer is stationed over yonder in his own office. And with the lawyer came, if we go to bureaucracy, the legal prep, the legal defense, death row. It finally worked. uh, execution liability reduction, but the most important things for me were death row, of course, but also small cells and permanent punishments. Now, the small cells removed the basic necessity of all cells having a minimum requirement size of 2 by 3. So what I did is cramp in 46 people into this one cell block with cells of 2 by 2. You could also do cells of 3 by 1, which I actually did in the YouTube or in the stream series on this side of the road. But looking back at how that particular build looked, I'm not happy with it. So I just decided to go back to this prison, rebuild it from scratch, and just keep it as is.
And obviously this was designed previous to the cell quality update as well, so it's pretty much Dutch hell, but Australian.
Yeah. Or it may have been Alpha 32. It may have been
It's the best of... I think it's the best of Gulag and the best of Convict Central in one map. I think this remake is...
No, it doesn't have the gangs. I can activate them, but they're not in yet. It may have also been Alpha 32, where the lawyer got introduced. But yeah, I decided just to have death row, 8 cells, 3 by 3, because during the playthrough, the game was updated to Alpha 33, and that is where the luxurious cells came to be. Because there was the developers during their update 33 video actually showed a prison that had over 1,000 capacity, where all of the cells were literally just solitary cells, with the exclusion of Supermax and Death Row. So they were just like, okay, so you can have like really cramped cells, just high capacity cramped cells. So let's go for the complete opposite, and let's make people behave well, and if they are behaving well, they should be rewarded with nicer cells. So in Alpha 33, the room quality came to be, and as you can see, we have 0 quality in the regular cells. Given that the original build of the Supermax and the protective custody were just completely cells and nothing else, I may or may not have changed that during the actual playthrough, but in the rebuild version I did just give them everything that they needed: their own common room, their own kitchen, their own visitation, solitary, canteen, yard, so that they don't have to mingle in with the rest of the population. But as you can see, those cells are still 2 by 3, and I gave them a shower head and a bookshelf. So with that, those 3 things met, they're great. 3 already. And having a 3 by 3 cell, having 9 squares, plus a bookshelf, plus a shower, gives them a rank 4. So the death row inmates probably have it the best thus far.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But this was also the first build that I started to optimize, really. I put the guy over here, the psychologist, inside of the common room, gave him an office as part of the common room, so that he just had to walk out for his Alcoholics Anonymous group, and then back into his office for the behavioral therapy. The same with the foreman.
Foreman in the workshop, yeah.
Yeah, indeed. And since it became obvious to me that the warden and the chief of security are the ones to visit the death row inmates upon execution, as well as the guy from the outside, I decided it would be, excuse me, a little bit more beneficial to have those two. We have some issues here, don't care. But to have those 2 people as close to the execution chamber as possible, so that they at least don't have to walk that far. And this is also the one that I designed the way that you see it here. We have another escape.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Don't mind. Don't care, it's not about that. Where I designed the solitary wing to be directly adjacent to the security, that the people have to go through security in order to get into the solitary, so that nobody except the guards, armed guards and dog handlers can enter this place, and the rest will just have to be brought in and brought out. And they have to go through execution as well. Just a bit of a, just like, hey, you should be glad that you're not on death row, because that's right over there.
Yeah.
You know, you can take a peek, you can take a peek inside if you want, but you'll see the ultimate end if you're behaving really, really, really badly.
Which came more into fruition with the most recent Twitch/YouTube series, where he actually put windows from the cells into the death row so the inmates can watch them get fried.
Yeah, I didn't do that in here. Actually, Alpha 35 was the one where I had a smaller execution chamber, but that the doors were leading directly into the execution chamber. But you're right about the all-female prison, or the other one, I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty much just one massive common room, one massive workshop, 2 laundries, 2 cleaning cupboards, 2 libraries, 2 mailrooms. We didn't have the shop yet. We did have reception, so that's something I always also wanted to show off. And you have to go through the staff room in order to get into reception. No, wait, the reception was added in Alpha 33.
The reception was there for Convict Central V1.
Yeah, in Alpha 33. So I had the staff room over here originally. I remember, because I'm currently in the process of watching a sped up version of the playthrough. This was the staff room originally. So I moved that one over there and made this the thing, the visitation. Yeah. We have another escape attempt, I'm afraid, but it wasn't shown. Let's do a full shakedown. I don't care.
Way to piss those Aussies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pretty much, I gave nicknames to the cell blocks, but the most fun obviously was Death Row. We call that Tasmania because nobody wants to be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, first time toilets in the yards. There's the forestry in the yard because I wanted to have forestry in there somewhere. 2 large kitchens and canteens for a total of 256 prisoners, with just 8 death row cells and a bunch of solitary or protective custody and supermax. A whole bunch of paroles. Those were added in at some point in time as well, so I just had a bunch of them to show that it's useful to have multiple. Pretty much everything speaks for itself. We had a chapel that was added. The visitation booths did not exist yet, so that's why the visitation area is still like just visitor stables. And I recall that in Supermax at some point there was like a stack of dead people on top of each other, and they just wouldn't get carried away. And I don't remember how long it took before they finally got carried away, but they eventually did get carried away. It just took forever. And then, yeah, pretty much I love symmetry, so I made this entire prison symmetrical. Once again, 2 wide pathways throughout the entire prison. And yeah, I think everything.
I think the issue with this one was always that you only ran 100 guards for almost 300 prisoners. You need like another 50 armed guards. That'll shut them down.
Yeah, well, you don't want to overdo it with your security force, but having not enough, such as the case was in the female frenzy one, I believe, which we'll go over later. This is an escape attempt. Hello. I'm just going to be dismantling this toilet. And that toilet as well. Because this is starting to annoy me. Even though I don't have to do anything with this. I'm just gonna load the save file and then escape mode. There we go. Found it. Whoop. Toilet. Yeah. But yeah, all in all, this just was a very fun build, especially since I had a co-commentator. Things always are more fun if you have multiple people. Like I said, the extension on the opposite side of the road. The original idea was to move the medium security or minimum security prisoners over to there, and just have that entire block be minimum security. Have a lot of parole rooms, because you know minimum security prisoners won't be in your prison as long. They'll be up for parole a lot faster, and you get $3,000 if a prisoner is released through parole and doesn't re-offend, which you will get notified on directly at the moment of leaving the map. Also, this was the first time on Twitch, at least, that I started using a 2-wide gap from the edge, because you still couldn't remove tunnels that were directly on the absolute bottom row of cells here, or over here. So yeah, the double layered perimeter wall with 2 cells wide in between each means less space to build, but does mean better for your security. Yeah, I think that this pretty much covers everything in terms of the original plans and why I did this. So how about we jump into escape mode? For Convict Central. We are Mr. Backschween.
Backschween.
So once again, all of the marked out areas with the diagonal stripes you cannot enter. You always come in as a medium security prisoner. So if you have a maximum security only prison, you are a little bit screwed, because you won't be able to get assigned to a proper cell. But sometimes you'll just get brought into a cell anyway. But everything pretty much is off limits to you.
Don't drop the soap.
And we have a riot on the way.
We have a riot.
I want to be there. I want to see it. Oh.
They dropped the soap.
This is as far as you can zoom out. And that is as far as you can zoom in. Wasn't this the playthrough where we tried to get a massive death toll through a massive fire?
Yeah, this is the incineration. I think we succeeded on the second attempt with like 120 something deaths or 150 something deaths.
Yeah, I remember. Alright, so we're in our cells. It is currently work lockup. That is something that I changed in the save file for 2.0, which I just did just a moment ago. Is that previously everything was work free time, now it's work lockup. So if you don't work, you get sent into your cell. But for some reason, I can just go in here because I'm working in here. Oh, there was a snitch over there, eh? Okay. Not a snitch. It seems that the fighting is happening in solitary. Which, I'm not allowed to enter. Ah! No! No!
Punch everyone as you go past.
Oh, I'm gonna have to skip my punishment then. Alrighty. So, let's get some reputation points. 6. Down here. Oh. Right. 5 reputation points. The first one I always go for is tough, because I want to be able to withstand a lot of damage.
And beat up on guys more.
That's the strong
Or
one.
other prisoners.
That's the one that you want to have strong for.
Yeah. Well,
But
tough lets you take more batons to the anus.
indeed. So, with
So
another bunch of reputation points, I'm going to be extremely strong. And I'm going to be quick and strong. We're extremely tough, quick and strong now.
And so much more movement speed.
Yep. Oh, I killed somebody already. Oops!
Nice.
13 reputation
And you're down.
points.
14. Nice. You got a bonus one.
I like to be an instigator and an expert fighter. But now I'm being sent to maximum security because I killed somebody. Just for 3 more points. They're all here, just be like, okay, you are a bad person. I'm like, I know. Fuck you, Kappa! Oh, I'm being...
You're in chain.
Somehow I had a
Ooh.
baton.
You got the baton off him. Nice.
Gonna end the fight. Escape punishment. Speed up and just wait until it's past midnight, because for some reason if you sleep before midnight then you're gonna be sent to midnight and you're gonna have to sleep again.
Oh.
Don't ask me why. Seven more, so we're at 9 at the moment. Let's become super strong. I'm gonna wait with deadly because, oh, I actually did kill him. And now I have a baton.
Yeah.
Got some more points. Extremely quick. And now let's become a little bit deadly, shall we? Go over here. Just a few more points. 5, 6. I'm gonna end the fight. Because there are no guards in my immediate area. I can end the fight and immediately get the reputation without having to go through solitary and such.
Nice.
So, since I do know that the workshop is accessible, I may also have altered the design to the workshop a little bit. Well, that's okay.
Change them from jail cell doors to regular doors.
No, I had a path originally. I think it was that the mailroom or library didn't exist yet, so I had the workshop extended over to connect directly to the parole rooms.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then had a like 2-wide pathway with a table in the middle leading into the workshop. So I'm armed with a shiv. So let's find you and kill you. And then kill you. Kill you, kill you, kill you, kill you, kill you, kill you, kill everyone. And we've got more reputation points. But let's see about escaping. Now I did not put in sniper towers in this one. Oh. So I can just... Ooh! I almost made it outside of the gates. But this is how I want to be escaping. Just like bomb rush the gates. Lol. I was incarcerated, I was enchained, but I still managed to kill a guard. Yeah, this solo escape attempt is gonna have a bit more casualties.
Oh, I think you just triggered a riot.
No. I hope so, I hope so.
No.
It's either me bomb rushing the gates or me getting killed. There's no other way about this. It's eat time, so let's head to the canteen. Which is through here. I didn't do anything! Did you see that? They just started shooting at me. I didn't do a thing. It was just like, oh, it's that guy again. Let's just shoot at him, because why not? Here, I enter. Oh, I'm not. Wait, why am I not allowed to enter the canteen? There. Wait. That's an issue. I'm not allowed to enter through there. Okay, let's see about the opposite side then, because I see those lines, which means that I'm not allowed to enter that place. Ah, I can enter it this way, so it's just the opposite way that I'm not allowed to enter.
That's weird.
It's just just more casualties. I like that. Work lockup. Ow! Ooh, I'm almost dead. I'm quickly gonna skip the punishment and get healed. Thank you. Right, let's see about bomb rushing the front gate, shall we?
Yellow.
Yellow! Leroy!
And you're out of there.
Jenkins! Okay, let's look at the
Nicely
score
done.
screen. A couple of casualties, bunch of workmen, bunch of guards, and even a K9 unit. Alrighty, this has been the solo man escape. The Devil Risen will join me for the next multi-man escape as well. And we may or may not have a bit of a surprise for you afterwards. But anyway, Devil, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem.
I thank everyone for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy it, helps out a great deal. My name is Hecthor Doomhammer, I'm your evil overlord, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.